thanks for joining us on Surviving ISO. I'm Sacha King from 2.two.one Mental Health Charity, and today I'm going to be talking with you about managing our fears. Right now we might be having a lot of fears around what's going on. We might have worries about our health or the health of our family. We might be having worries around what this pandemic is doing to our country or our social lives. We also might be worried about our own mental health. We might be worried about also jobs and economy and what's happening with budgets and the future around that. So there's so many fears and worries on our mind. I'm going to talk you through a strategy today that I find really helpful when we have fears, but they're related to real things going on. So sometimes we're able to challenge our thoughts, but right now it might be quite hard to challenge your thoughts because you have so many unknowns and you have so many emotions going on. Is that your right side of the brain, which is your emotive side of the brain, is a lot stronger than your left and more logical side of the brain. So when you're giving all of these problem solving answers and you're giving all of these reasons to why you're feeling like this, it's not making those worries go away. I'm going to talk you through acceptance and commitment therapy today, and the style that ACT therapy is that we start to accept what we're feeling and we start to recognize emotions not as good or bad, but more as sensations in our body, and how can we make room for these sensations. Something that really stood out for me when I did my training in ACT therapy was that they explained that these emotions or sensations that we might call bad or uncomfortable or even sometimes painful emotions are actually showing that we are human and that we care. So the feeling that I may be disappointed in myself, or maybe I'm angry with someone else, or maybe I'm feeling upset or I'm feeling lonely, actually shows my connection to the thing I'm feeling it about. So right now, if you're feeling lonely, it's actually showing that you really care for human connection. So it's a new perspective on feelings, is that these feelings that we labeled as negative are actually quite positive, and they're actually showing you that you care about something. You might feel and notice that you feel really strongly these negative or more uncomfortable feelings or these sensations when something is stopping you from doing something that aligns with your goals or your purpose. And that's why sometimes we feel these a lot stronger. And other people just feel emotions stronger as well. So they're going to feel a lot more intense emotions from different things. So acknowledging that's where you're at and that's how you feel, and working out ways to make some space for it. So you might have tried a few different ways to alleviate some of the worries going on right now, but it might not be working because these are real worries and real thoughts right now. You might just need to start by acknowledging what's going on and what you're thinking and what you're feeling right now. I know it sounds a bit funny to talk to yourself, but I want you to practice talking to yourself and saying, I'm feeling a little bit lonely right now, or I'm feeling a little bit disconnected from my community right now, or I'm thinking I'm not as productive at home as I am in a work office, or I'm feeling totally overwhelmed because the kids are now home for 2 weeks rather than 1, and I'm trying to work from home and I'm really stressed because I still have all of these deadlines to meet and I don't know how to use Zoom or any of these other online platforms that I'm meant to be using. So just start to say out loud to yourself some of these things that you're thinking or feeling, and just start to acknowledge that they are going on in your body right now. Once you've done that, I want you to think about, are these things that are in my control? So maybe working from home right now or not being able to go and see your friends right now, it's not in your control. You're not able to change that. So we really want to focus on elements that we can control. So maybe we could control setting up a routine to make us work more productively, or setting up a schedule between who's looking after the kids at different times so you can have some time to do your work, or even just do some self-care. I found a really great visual online, and it shows around COVID-19 some of the things we can and can't control. So I'll pop that on the screen right now. So you can see on the outside of the circle that there is I cannot control. So these are all examples of things we can't control, other people's actions and what's going on in the world right now, and there's a whole bunch of other things that you can't control. These things can be on your mind, but you need to also say, this is not something that I need to worry about right now. I want to focus on what can I do about things that I can control. And if you're feeling worried about those things, let's make some space for it. So there is a whole bunch of things that you can control, and there's a lot more than that. So you can set out your routines, you can set out what your office space looks like, you can set out schedules of different things, you can learn something new, you can do a lot of things that you can control, but it might look different to what you normally can and can't control. And also we do need to follow those social recommendations to keep ourselves, our family and our community safe. So that was from the counsellingteacher.com and I will put it as a download in the description where I got it from. So how do we make room for all of these feelings that are going on right now? Even if they're to do with things that we're concerned about, we're trying to make actions around things we can control, but it doesn't seem to take away the worry of the things that we can't control. So it's not saying that don't think about those worries, because that's impossible to do. What we're saying today is what's the strategy to create some space so that we can do it. It's okay to worry, it's okay to have these negative thoughts, and it's okay to just sometimes have a vent or have a cry or just wanting to scream or just you want to just distract yourself. Those things are okay, but we want to make sure that you're feeling in control of those things as well. So in a minute, I'm going to talk you through a little guided meditation that will look at finding some space in your body for these sensations. But before we do that, I do want to talk through one more step. Once you've found some space, sometimes your worries, you need to do something about them, or you feel like you need to take some action steps once that you have recognized what your worries are about. So maybe my worry is about my health. And so I really want to put in some practices of my family in my house, making sure that they are following the regulations. I'm making sure maybe I'm disinfecting things, or maybe I want to write a list of things that I want to do to make sure that my health is really good, so that I am at a really low risk to come into contact with anyone with coronavirus, or I'm in a really good health so that I don't have as negative effects from the virus as I might. So we can do things, so there is some things we can control around the elements of concern. So if you need to do actions, make sure that you write them down and you get them done, because they're just going to be on your mind until you do those things. Once you've done those things though, once I've done everything possible for me to be healthy, to disinfect things, I wipe over my groceries when they come home, whatever it is, then I need to sit there and say, I've done everything possible in this moment to make sure I'm okay. And in this moment right now, I am okay, and I acknowledge that. So I'm acknowledging and I'm giving myself permission to feel all right about it for a period of time. But I'm also going to say it's okay to feel worried as well. I'm going to go through this guided meditation now, and I know some people might be wanting to turn off the video right now, but I really urge you just to give it a go. It's a couple minutes and it's really different to other guided meditations. It's really about feeling sensations and feeling emotions as sensations in your body, giving them a name and giving them a place. And if you're feeling any worries or sensations right now, and I know I've been using this for a lot of my stress management and my worries around the unknown and worries around my productivity and things like that. So I really urge you just to stay on for a few more minutes and just give it a go. And if it doesn't work for you, that's absolutely fine, but you won't know until you try it. Acceptance and commitment therapy, body scan, guided meditation. I want you to sit in a comfortable position. The chair you are on is fine. Remove any distractions, including your phone. This will only be a few minutes to yourself. I want you to close your eyes while still staying alert, listening to my voice and being aware of your thoughts and sensations in your body. If your mind starts to wander during this time, that is normal. Just recognize it and bring it back to the moment. Let your shoulders drop, relax your jaw, and take a breath in and out. Let yourself breathe normally. The aim of this exercise is to bring awareness to emotional, physical sensations in different parts of our bodies. Your mind is probably used to calling these good or bad sensations. Before this exercise, see if you can just describe them without judgment. Bring your attention to the current moment. Scan your body, starting from your toes, up through your body to your head, stopping when you find a feeling, emotion, or sensation. Imagine that this emotion, feeling, or sensation is an object. You can give it a name. What shape does it look like? Is it a liquid, solid, or gas? What colour is it? If you could touch the surface, what would it feel like? Wet or dry? Smooth or rough? Hot or cold? Soft or hard? Use your imagination to turn the object. What does it look like now? Take a few moments to continue to observe this object curiously. If your mind starts to wander off, that's okay. Just gently bring it back to your object. Continue to look at your object and observe it. Now take your hand and place it on the part of your body where the object is located. As you rest your hand over that emotion, breathe deeply into it. Imagine that your breath is flowing around this feeling, breathing into it and around it. And as you're breathing into it, it's as if, in some way, all this space opens up inside you, and you open up around this feeling, making space for it. Expand around it, however you make sense of that. Breathing into it and opening up around it. Creating more and more room for it just to be there in your body. It is meant to be there, and there is space for it. Now move your hands to your lap. Take a deep breath in and out. Sit up in your chair and feel the chair on your legs. Feel your feet on the ground. Slowly start moving your body. Gently move your fingers and your toes. Start to roll your shoulders and stretch your neck, moving your head to the left and right. Continue to focus on your breathing for as long as you like or need to. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes. Bring your attention back to your surroundings. Have a look around and notice where you are. Take in the room, the objects, the light, and let yourself know that everything is all right in this moment and that there is space for everything that you are feeling right now. I hope this was really helpful in finding some space and having a different way to process some of the emotions, some of the worries and some of the fears that you might be having at the moment. Let me know if it was helpful for you, and we'll look at uploading that talking guided meditation up on the website at two.two.one.charity.com. Otherwise, please continue to follow our page and keep getting education around your mental health during isolation. And thank you so much for improving your wellness. See you soon.